You know, there's a lot of cliches that you could throw out there, but music is passion, it's drive, it's energy, it's communication. I also think there's an element of trying to say something or create something that hasn't been done before, and that doesn't mean you have 12 tones that you're dealing with in a scale. It doesn't mean that you can mix and match them in so many possibilities, but just kind of a feeling or a sense of orchestration or a sense of sound design or concept in your head. I think that's the most exciting thing, is that there's, we can use these 12 notes, but then there's so many different ways of arranging them, and arranging them for instruments, so many different timbres with all the instruments that you're using. And so, that's music for me, I guess, is hopefully not really music that people have heard before.
A handicap, several black and blue. Don't you forget that fact. My mother washed her with me, so I could touch the world. Ready for a change of pace. Say, can't we watch the darkness fade?
I actually started classical violin at the age of 12, and but I loved classical music since I was 5 years old, and before that my dad used to walk me around to it as an infant, and so I was just born and raised on classical, and then I kind of played violin. I did a bunch of competitions. I was playing in front of orchestras, and eventually found myself at the Pittsburgh Conservatory of Music for my master's degree in violin performance, and just got really burnt out and kind of needed an outlet, and that's when I began writing songs. At the same time, I kind of discovered Bob Dylan and his poetry, and it was just another way to kind of channel a lot of creative energy that I had that I wasn't able to really use very well in the classical arena, because it's very technical, and you're playing the repertoire, with an incredible tradition that's already there, and I wanted to write my own. Subconscious writer. I'll see a lot of things throughout the day. I'll kind of go through my day and different images, different phrases of people talking, different signs or whatever. The next thing I know, they're in a song, and usually I like to write songs that tell stories. And not even about me. They're not, some are autobiographical, not all of them. And eventually all those subconscious ideas just kind of funnel their way into stories. And then, as a songwriter, my main job, for me at least, I believe, is to find the perfect melody to fit the words, or the perfect words to fit a melody. And so, because often I hear pop songs and stuff, and these songs are, they have a great melody, it's kind of catchy, but then he's trying to fit in awkwardly words, or they have great words, but then the melody doesn't quite work. And so I try to create a feel for a song, and also try to kind of create its own world, and that it can kind of, the words and the melody really coexist. And that's kind of my philosophy on songwriting. Actually, my favorite song at this moment is called Hudson Line, and it's on the new album. And it's actually a train song. It's about this man who's traveling this train and singing along the Hudson River, which is actually a trip that I took, going from Newburgh, New York, down to New York City. And again, it was a subconscious thing. I came home and wrote this song about it, and he's kind of traveling on this train, and he's realizing that that same train is what took his lover away from him. because she actually took a train in an opposite direction and ended up just leaving him essentially, or having an affair or whatever. And it's a really kind of touching story, but there's the last phrase he kind of says, you know, don't look at me, moon, just leave me in shadows, and the sound of the railroad would drown out her tune. And it's that actually, there's this great Nina Simone song where she's singing about, I don't know if she wrote it, but where she's singing basically about how a man, you know, commits suicide by laying his head on the railroad tracks and letting the train run over him. It's this really deep image, and so I kind of hinted at that at the end of the story. You know, he's questioning whether he wants to use that same train that's taking him down memory lane and actually using it to take his life.
Play many old things, but you haven't left me. From New York to Poughkeepsie, out into the sea, where the Hudson runs through a cold iron engine of old-fashioned values, Yukon and old true, like the levee that breaks from cracks in the dam, like the willow that bends. Its roots tell the sand, but you can't understand where the ripples began. But it hurts all the same to see her hold another man's hand.
The biggest motivation is for that I would say, and you know, I don't know if I'm in a position to say this yet, because you know, I feel like we're starting, every day is a new day, but it's to just be about the music. You know, promotion and publicity is the thing that really is really painful for me to do. I don't like that part of the job. You know, I like the musical part, and I like the you know, being able to perform. I like working with musicians, and I'm very much a musician's musician. And I'm not gifted at the promotion and stuff. So I would say the best thing, where we've had the most success, is in relationship, and where if we're traveling, we will find other music and other bands that are really good and have a good, you know, local strong local following, and we will hopefully they'll kind of like our stuff, and then we'll go and play with them. That takes a lot of the pressure off in terms of having to promote an out-of-town show, and then in terms of locally, you have to promote it, but there's so many different ways of doing it rather than just, you know, website, come to my website, come to my MySpace, you know, look at my posters and stuff. I think a lot of it is going to support other artists, going out to see their events, you know, being involved in some sort of community, whether that's like a church or after school, something or another, or, you know, a sporting event, and getting people out that way instead of just sitting behind your computer and expecting people to care or to come out to your show. It's a very relational business, and music is a very communicable thing too, where you're communicating, and if you can't really look the people in your eye to like invite them and feel strong enough about the product you have to give to invite them, then communicating with them from the stage is probably not going to work that well either. So.